when the specialist of the strange meets the age of darkness. Eyes in the skies will sail upon the glitters of their scalps. And ponder the insanity that comes with their adventure. Welcome to the Bald and Bonkers.
And I'll pull them out again.
Welcome, guys, to another Saturday night. I'm Chris, and this is my lovely co-host, Dakota.
Oh, thank you.
I had to throw that in there, guys. Tonight is a special night because we're joined by two amazing people, Lunar Eclipse and Misty, to talk about the strange world of spirits. Dakota, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm doing all right. As we saw before we went live, my signal's already kicking up, so clearly somebody's interested in watching.
I think there is. I think the spirits are draining his power. So, guys, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start off with Lunar Eclipse and then Misty, and then we're just going to talk spirits and how they all got into this strange world of spirits. And that is definitely a strange world, isn't it, Dakota?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That is, guys. I'll say hello to some people in the chat first. Who we all got here, Dakota? We've got...
Oh, let's see. Paranormal World Investigators that just popped in. Hello, Sherry. We have Maria, Danny, Jason Bones Inspectors, Pammy Clyde. Is that one of yours?
No, Jason Bones Inspectors, Danny. He's actually, I want to say something here. Danny's not been very well, guys. And could we all have like a wee prayer for him to help him? Because he's had a kind of like chest infection or something. Was that right, Luna? Was it like a chest infection? Yeah.
He had the flu.
He had the flu.
Yeah, and he's getting better, he said. He said he's doing a lot better from where
I was thinking him. Hi, Danny. Get better soon, Danny. Oh, there's Drew's paranormal vlog.
Hi, Sherry.
Actually, hello to everybody in chat.
Right, hello everybody. That way
you see everybody. It's easier, Hello everybody. So I'll start off with you, Lunar Eclipse. Could you tell us a wee bit about yourself and how you got into the paranormal?
I got into the paranormal because I was born with it, I guess. And I with the abilities that I have and stuff is what took me to start watching YouTube to see if there was anybody else that was like me. I mean, I knew there was, but I grew up in an age where you just didn't talk about abilities. You didn't let it out. They'd put you away. I mean, they'd say you was crazy or all kinds of stuff. I didn't feel like getting locked away. So I never told anybody my whole life, until I was 43 years old. And I'm 57 now, so I mean, I kept it to myself all them years.
Yeah, you are one of the most talented mediums I've ever met. I mean, there's Danny from Chasing Spoons and Spectres, and then there's you. You are like equivalent to him, I would say. You have amazing abilities.
Danny's way, way better than I am, but I don't do too bad. I was saying thank you for the compliment.
There you go. I was just, I mean, you told me about my house guest and you were telling Dakota stuff. We'll go into the new, but I mean, how does that come to you? Can I ask you something? How do you see spirits? Do you see them as a person just standing there, or do you see them as just like a see-through figure?
Well, when it comes to me, I see them both ways. A spirit can choose whether you see them or not most of the time. Sometimes I see them and they don't want to be seen, but I still see them with my own eyes.
No.
Like take for instance Dakota's room.
Yes.
In what we was talking about earlier. I mean, I could see them. So, but a lot of times when a spirit wants to communicate with me, it's like the old movies where they used to have the pages that would turn like it'd be like a flash.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like pages turn real fast and it starts coming to me. And then they'll show me their self. And I usually can describe what somebody looks like. Sometimes I can give really good detail. It depends on how their energy is and how well they bring it to me. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to speak or if they don't want to communicate, they won't. I mean, we can only get, as mediums, we can only get what they so choose to give us. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. It comes, images and stuff come to me. It's like playing like a movie, like an old time movie.
Here's a question for you, and then I'm going to move on to Misty. Have you ever got their attention and then they've not left you alone?
Was that for me?
It's for Lunar. Then I'll come to you, Misty. It's for both of you actually. Both of you. What's have you ever, say you've been in a graveyard and you've seen a spirit, right? And you've made eye contact with it. Has it ever followed any of you home?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What do you just do? Do you tell it not to come into your house, or? Well,
they get what it is because they pick up on your energy, and with our energy, I would assume that Misty's is the same. She can tell you, but I feel like that they know. Well, see, when they know that we can see them or hear them, it's an attraction for them. They come to us. Like my house is a ever revolving door. I mean, it's a non-stop thing. Yeah. And it's hard to turn it off. I have turned it off. Yeah. But you even with turning it off or putting your shields up, there's always some that comes through regardless. Yeah. And it's, I tell them I may talk to them and tell them, look, you can't stay here. You can come and visit, but you can't stay. So I have to I have to ward off my house.
That must be quite. It must be quite strange seeing coming home and then seeing a different spirit in your house. But here I'm going to ask you, Misty, could you tell the people in the chat a wee bit about yourself? Tell us a wee bit about your house. I've seen your videos. I've seen the videos of your kitchen. It must be the most famous kitchen out there. Guys, you need to check this. Could some of you guys please post the chat, the links to the channel in the chat, guys, because your kitchen must be like one of the most haunted kitchens I have ever seen.
It's got a haunted house and yard.
It's actually wherever I go.
Yeah.
It's not just my house, my property. It's wherever I go.
Have you ever had anything follow you home?
Have I? Yeah.
What kind of spirits? Just
some good, some not so good. I've had experiences when I was younger with a demon.
Really? Could you tell us a wee bit about that, if that's okay?
Well, a person similar to Danny helped me when I was in my 20s. Because I was getting attacked, I was getting bit, I was getting scratched, and he basically shielded me because they were attracted to my energy.
Wow, right.
And then I got bit a couple of years ago by a copperhead snake.
Ooh, right.
And apparently my body neutralized the venom. And ever since then, my abilities have been even stronger.
That is so weird. That is so weird. My co-host here, could you ask a few questions? Because he knows about. I don't actually know what a copperhead snake is, by the way, because I'm in Scotland and there's not many things can survive the cold here.
Yeah, highly venomous snake. That is interesting.
Right.
So this is
And it was a big one because it caught me about just below my knee on the back of my calf.
Ooh.
And it was like an inch apart almost.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Like I showed Mary pictures of it.
Yes, she did. And
But
then
I waited for it. I was told by the spirits I would be okay. I was really tired when it happened. I didn't even feel it when it happened. I was told it was okay to go to sleep. 4 days later, when it looked like it was infected, like I just assumed it was just like I got caught by a branch. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because I was out in my lot just clearing some of the lot. And I assumed everything was okay. And 4 days later, I went to the doctor and she told me, no, you were bit by a snake. And then I had blisters on the back of my hand, like water blisters. And she she thought it was poison ivy. So she took some of the liquid out of it, tested it, and it came back that it was actually neutralized venom.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
That's terrifying, isn't it? I mean, good.
But there's been other times, like my one video I did, we had a tree come down and I was standing right in front of it between where the tree was and my side fence. And I got told by a male and a female voice to move, like move now. So I stepped around the tree and the whole tree come down. Like the root ball come right up out of the ground and it was like 3 inches from my feet.
Do you think it was something malevolent that was maybe trying to?
No. Where we live, there's rock and stuff, so the roots don't get to go down very deep. And we had a lot of rain. I think what it actually was the spirits warning me to move. But I've always had spirits around me. My mom took a picture of me in the hospital the day I was born, and I had 4 orbs sitting over my chest.
Yes, I mean, I'm a big believer in orbs. A lot of people, there's people out there that don't believe in them, that, it's just dust and stuff, but I don't think it is. I think it's spirits.
Yeah, well, if you look at a lot of my photos, they've got a definite edge and they've got faces in them.
Yes. So, Dakota, would you like to ask the guests a question? With that lovely T-shirt on, I may add. What's that sexy ass ball guy? I need to get one of them.
Well, when it comes to orbs can be in several different colors. They can come in red, blue, green, yellow, white, and rainbow. We have seen rainbow actually, but and you can tell a difference between a spirit orb and a bug or dust.
That's the thing I can't
orb
get.
has a ring around it.
Why do they come in different colors? The spirits, why do they come in different colors?
Now that I really don't. I think it has to do with their energy.
Yeah, it's their energies and
like an aura type thing.
I've seen a few. I have seen a few. Dakota, would you like to? Because you're a knowledgeable man,
No, I was just going to say with orbs, I try to remain skeptical because yes, there is dust and bugs, and if a lot of people read their camera manuals nowadays, they have instructions on how to adjust it to where those don't appear. Let's say the weirdest orb I've ever seen was one where I was like 9 years old, and my grandma was taking pictures, and there was one that was standing behind us. It was pretty good size. It was about the size of a metal chair, and it had feet. Unfortunately, that picture's been lost to time. But
I mean, I've seen them in my car and that, and I've seen them at night moving about, and you're like, what was that? The best one I ever seen was red. I mean, it was the same colour as Dakota's room. It was red, and it went through a wall. It just disappeared. I mean, obviously that's how the spirits travel. Is that right, Lunar Misty? Is that how the spirits travel? Is obviously in little balls.
They go ahead,
Go
Misty.
ahead. I find that that's the quickest way for them to travel. And in a lot of cases, they're not aware that we see them.
Right.
Everything's made up of energy. Everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're just on a different plane.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how I think they can travel through electrical devices. Have any of you ever done like an experiment where these have like the same spirits come through? Because I know you do a lot of lives. I've watched your lives regular. He's ever done like an experiment where they come through your devices? I can to quote here, but he's going like that way. See, we'll give you a minute to quote a bit. What I'm trying to say is, like, imagine Misty, you're on your laptop, Lunar Eclipse is on her laptop, and you're talking about spirits.
Few that come through all the time. Mr. Mosby, Mr. John Mosby, thinks that I'm his wife.
Right.
She looks like her.
Really?
Don't look like that, Dakota.
Oh, yes. Very much so, yes.
And he tells me my husband has an ongoing thing with him. Actually, because he keeps saying that he loves me over my spirit box. And I have had spirits actually speak in the room.
What did they say?
We have a spirit named Tommy.
Right.
That hangs out here and calls Sheriff his dad, calls him Pop.
That's amazing. What do you think of that? That's
It's like, what in the Patrick Swayze are you into there, Misty? God.
Oh my god.
Well,
remember, guys, this is an 18 rated show.
Sheriff was brought into our group by Mr. Mosby.
Yeah.
Because Sheriff does a lot of history channels. He's into the Civil War.
Yes, that's
and
right.
Mr. Mosby had wanted him to do a documentary about him,
Right.
and Sheriff did it. And after that, Mr. Mosby kind of calmed down, and he's like a protector, I guess.
He was very happy about him doing that. He verbalized that on a spirit box one night session, and that he was very happy with it.
Yeah.
Has the two of you ever had like bad things come through the spirit box of that, like negative energies? No.
Yes.
What can you tell us a wee bit about that?
I mean, I for one feel them when they come in. I can feel
I feel it physically.
There's a difference in the frequency, there's a difference in the energy. I usually call on my spirit guides to send them out the door, or Astro, which is Danny's. I've done that a few times.
Yeah, we borrow Astro a lot.
Astro will come and clean it out for us, but
throw them out the door.
Most of the time I don't have a problem with negative energy because I have a pretty good shield around me, and I'm very well protected, as is Misty, and it very seldom does negative energy come to us.
Right.
What I've noticed with me is I have, I guess, a protective circle of spirits.
Right.
All the time, and you will hear on the spirit box where they will tell spirits to leave. You are not welcome here to leave.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
So yeah, I've always been protected, I guess.
There's Drew's paranormal vlog. I want you to tell something. What's this, Drew? Luna, tell them about. I heard a man say sorry. Nobody wants to talk. There you go.
I was on live one night, I believe, when that happened. She heard it, and I believe they come through pretty, not really negative, but they weren't real happy, and they were saying sorry because we kind of put them in their place.
Yeah, we had.
Sometimes you have to, and I don't like being mean to spirits at all. I will not be mean to spirits.
A spirit's for Christmas, not. What's the most strangest thing you've had through the spirit box?
If it's the time that I'm thinking of, that's what happened. But it's been so many that I don't know.
What would you say was the strangest? What would you say was the strangest thing that ever happened in the spirit box?
To us?
Aye, to you. Have you ever heard anything? Has the spirits ever joked with you?
I've had them ask me questions.
What have they asked you? What kind of questions have they asked you?
It started out with like, where am I? What year is it? Yeah.
So they're obviously stuck somehow. They think it's a different year.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of I've had spirits ask me how to find the light.
Really?
Yeah. Or they've asked me how I feel. Am I okay?
Do you ever help them go to the light?
Yeah.
Do you ever help them cross?
I cross them over all the time.
How do you cross a spirit over? Do you open a door up physically, or is it?
I've crossed them too.
Everybody does it differently. For me, I've always been like the counselor type.
Right.
If that makes sense. So I try and find out by talking to them and asking questions what's holding them here. A lot of time they feel like they need forgiveness, or there's something that they've left undone, or they want to get a message to somebody. So I convince them that, like with the soldiers that are around my property, a lot of them don't realize the war is over. So I bring it to their attention. Like, I don't just say, it's done, you got to leave now.
Yeah.
I explain to them that it's like way past their time. Their families are waiting for them. Their loved ones are waiting for them. And some of them are just afraid to cross.
That's so sad when you think about that, don't you? It makes you wonder about all the spirits that are out there that are afraid to cross because, let's say the word religion, and they think they've done something, and they think they've got to be judged and sent to hell. Well, how do you do it, Lunar? How do you send them across?
They usually come to me and say, "Can you help me?" or "We need help," or something of that nature. I don't ask them what's holding them here. I just ask them if they're ready. And they say yes. And if they are ready, then, usually they are when they come to you and ask you for help. Sometimes they're asking you for help for other things, like, can you help me find this for that person? Or can you help me figure this out? Or, stuff like that. It just depends on what they need help with. But to cross them, what I do is I call upon, there's a few spirits, like Tommy will help, which is Misty's little 2-year-old spirit she has at her house. Yeah. I will call upon Astro to help, or my spirit guides help. And they basically walk them to the light and hand them over to their family.
And we've been thanked after as well. The spirits have thanked us.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a spirit not wanting to go to the light?
Have I ever had a spirit what?
Not wanting to go to the light. So you've met them, and some of the spirits with them.
They will tell you if they're ready to go. I mean, if they're not ready, they will not go. I mean, there's just no getting them to cross that path. It's just, and some of them are not ready. Some of them want to stay so they can be closer to the family all the time. That hasn't passed on.
Yeah.
And some of them don't realize that they have the ability to cross back over anytime they wish.
And some don't even realize what happened to them. They're trying to find it out. Like, I've been asked to help them, what happened? Am I dead? I mean, is this, they literally they're like in a time warp. They don't understand. They relive things, and
That's
scary.
I mean, that is scary because you think you're like a murder victim or something like that. It's going to relive that over and over and over until somebody helps them cross.
Like Sherry said, they're all different. They are, and I mean, it just depends on what they need. And me and Misty's work together a lot with some.
Yeah.
We go on each other's channels all the time, and we have similar gifts or abilities, as you put it.
Yeah.
There's several others that we know that has the abilities like we have, which is Danny.
Danny is amazing.
I would never, ever put myself above Danny anyway.
Yeah, I consider Danny to be a mentor.
He is.
He's shown me a lot.
Yeah,
he's a mentor to all of us.
Yeah. He's amazing.
I did a stupid thing the other day, and he called me out on it. Don't think he didn't. Me and Boomer both. He he was honest. We felt like we was 5 years old and sitting in a corner and in school and in trouble with the
What's that?
You know.
Yeah, I need to put that up there. What's that? Lamo Astra said they had don't pick up the ball guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you were saying we should put our heads together and dress up like Dolly Parton.
There you go.
I love Astro. Astro's around a lot. I think he is a big part of my opening up and my abilities, and I think that he has helped me extreme amount, and so has Danny. So has Boomer, which is
Astro.
Really helped.
Astra's an elemental, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, do you have any elementals of your own? Not Astro, obviously. Different ones.
I believe, am I right, Danny? It's his grandson that is my spirit guide. I believe grandson.
Mm-hmm. Dakota?
I think
you've got a question for them.
That's right. He's the grandson.
Oh, we got a reply there. Yes.
What was that? Yes, he is, X. So, Dakota, what would you like to ask these lovely ladies?
I don't know about lovely, but all right.
Right. That's the spirits doing tonight. You never piss off two mediums. Are you mad?
Oh, I wouldn't go as far as
you've worked with me for how long? Haven't you figured that out by now?
Yeah, you have to stay in the good boots to make crush you one day. On you go. I'm sorry. On you go.
All right. So this can go to both of you ladies. When did you first start noticing your abilities? Like, when was your awakening to it?
Me, I got visited at 5 years old. Don't know. I don't know why it came to me like this, but this is what I remember seeing. I heard this sign. I was 5 years. I lived in a 2-story in the country farmhouse. I had a 4-poster white bed. I was sleeping in the middle of this bed. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I can see it as well as I'm 5 years old today. It sawed its way up through the floor. Don't know why it come to me like that, but that's how it did. And it jumped up on the corner of my bed and said, "I'm going to get you." And I said, "You're not getting me." And I took off and it chased me around my room. And then I got to the stairway. I got down the stairs halfway and I turned around and looked, and it was standing at the top of the stairs laughing at me and said, "I'm going to get you one day." And I said, "You're never going to get me." And I turned around and I fell down the stairs the rest of the way. And then I ran and got in bed with Mom and Dad. And the whole time I'm hearing it laughing. I really, truly believe it was a demon.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it again. I've seen it at 10 years old, Mom asked me to look out the window to see if my dad drove a semi, and he would park it up on the hill there at the farm. Well, she said, look out there and see if that's your dad. I think I heard your dad pull up. So I looked, it was dark out. I looked out the window and it met me face to face. I just kind of stepped back, and I never told my parents what it was or how I felt or what it looked like. I never told them anything about it. I just stepped back. She said, what's the matter with you? I said, oh, nothing. I just thought I seen something. I kind of brushed it off and I ran it into the other room. And where my brother's was at. My brother, I should say, because my baby brother was baby. And so then I seen it again at 30 years old. And I haven't seen it since. I told it then at 30 years old, I said, give up. It's never going to happen. Leave me alone. This is in broad daylight, in the middle of the day. It come to me. And I said, it's not going to happen. And I said, I'm better than that. And it left and it has never come back. So I haven't seen it since. But after that, I started seeing, I guess around 7 or 8, I really started seeing. But before that, I could hear voices. I could hear people talking to me. I could hear things, and I could know things about people that I shouldn't know. I mean, things that, in their life or their past or whatever. And then it just grew from there. And it just, from 7 on, I guess, I've been able to see them, physically see them when they let me. And the images just come to me. I mean, and they talk to me when they want to, and when they don't, they don't,
Yeah. Misty, how did it happen for you?
Like I said, I've always had spirits around me from the day I was born. I got really sick when I was 11 months old. Well, before that, it's going to sound funny, but I also, if you've watched my videos, have a thing with nature. Yes. Animals are drawn to me. Like
they are.
Like crazy. But my mom, I'm one of the lucky ones that my family is open to that kind of stuff. I come from a Native American background. My grandmother was a healer on my dad's side. So I've always been raised with paranormal or whatever beliefs you want to call it. But like I think I was maybe 4 months, 5 months old, just old enough like when you start interacting with things. And my mother and dad lived in a house that was pretty run down. It had been abandoned for like 30 years. So mom's got photos of me in the crib and a lynx is laying beside me. And it goes to get up. And as a baby, I grabbed the lynx's face on either side of its face and pulled it down to try and mouth it, I guess. And nothing happened. And my mom said she kept seeing footsteps and stuff, like wet marks, pat marks and stuff. So she slept with a gun. But we had ended up, she got pictures of wolves. And the lynx used to sleep with me in my bed, and the wolves would sleep like in my room. And I've had deer all my life. I can walk up to just about any animal and stuff and not have a problem. I can't guarantee anybody else would be safe, but it's like I can talk to them in some way. I get images and they sense that I'm not a threat, I guess.
Well, she's got a video on her channel where she's sitting on the ground and the baby deer are coming up eating out her hand.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I've got a wee question for you. Obviously, for Danny, it'll be different. For you, Mary, and Misty, it'll be different for you. what demonic demons? What did they look like for each of you? Because I know that each one's different for every person.
They come to me as their original self.
And what is that?
There's different. It could be anywhere from to having horns to not having horns to they can come as I've seen different colors. I've seen red. I've seen green. And I'm talking skin wise.
Yeah.
I don't see that very often. I will say that. And the one that was trying to get me as a child was a demon. I will say that. They were just letting me know that they were after me regardless. I think because of my abilities that I'm a threat to them. Because I don't play nice with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I'm a threat to them. So they have tried to get me since I was little, and no, it's not happening. It's just not. It's not. It's not ever going to happen.
They'll never get you. They'll never get you. You know.
I forgot to mention this, and I really didn't forget it. It's just something I don't practice.
Yeah.
But there is witches on my mother's side.
Yes.
I was born basically a witch. It's a hereditary thing, and I don't practice. I have, but I don't now. It's not because I'm pushing my religion away or anything like that. It's just that I just don't.
It's there in the background. It'll be there when you have a need.
If I need to pull it out or pull her out because I have an alter ego, and she's the nasty one.
Yeah.
She's the one that can make things happen.
Yeah.
Hi, Boomer.
Hey, Boomer. What about you, Misty? What did the demonic look like to you? Are they the exact same as Luna?
For me, it was more like an oppressive shadow.
Yeah.
But with physical effects.
Yeah.
I have had experiences with somebody who has been under the influence of a perfect possession. They look like a person, but you could sense it was like a shadow over top of the person.
Right. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and it was the same spirit that had come after me before.
Yeah.
They don't, again, same as Lunar said, they do not like me because I see them. And I react rather not very friendly to them.
I've always wondered if
we're a threat to them.
It's something I've always wondered, and I've actually always meant to ask Danny, but I may as well just ask you to. See demonic demons, where do you find them? I mean, do they just hang about outside? Is it just locations?
There is no specific. Demons aren't as prevalent as people seem to think.
Yeah, you hear that a lot on YouTube. It's like demon this, demon that. They're very few and far in between. You very seldom, I say, come across any.
I would recommend
that's angry. I'm sorry, Misty.
What I would say is, if you go on investigations and stuff, my best recommendation is don't do it when you're drained.
Yeah.
Because demons, if there are any, that's when they will show themselves, is when you are at your lowest energy, at your lowest mindset. Like, always make sure that you're on your top of your game when you're going out, just for your own safety.
Yeah. Dakota, you're a man that knows about them.
When you forwarding the question to me now?
No, I'm asking if you would like to ask them a question about anything you would like.
Well, actually, Mary, I was told a little bit of a rumor about you this past Wednesday that I was wanting to ask you about. Our dear friend Sherry has told me that you believe you've had ET encounters as well. You want to talk about that?
I really don't know if I have. I've been told that I have, that I've been visited. Now, I'm not going to say I haven't, because I do believe. I mean, how could you not believe that if there's life here, that there's not life somewhere else?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a true believer in alien, or however you want to call them. I call them other beings.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a very good possibility that I've been visited, and that I will be visited again. I've been told that too. And my reference to it is like, you know the movie Men in Black?
Yes.
They open up the locker and they have a whole world in there, a whole universal world. I mean, who's to say we're not like that?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Who's to say that it doesn't go on down the line like that? I mean, who's to say that America's not, I mean, the world is not in this one, and then Mars is in this one, and I mean, I don't know. I won't ever say I don't believe that, because I believe there is a very good possibility that there is.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Misty? Have you ever experienced anything from beyond UFOs or aliens?
I've seen things.
You've seen things? What kind of things have you seen?
There was a time at my grandparents when I was about 16 where my whole bedroom was lit just like it was daylight. And like part of what I am able to do is, I don't even know what you would call it. I pick up on things. It's like with animals. If there's animals around, I can pick up and sense.
You're intuitive. You're kind of intuitive. You can predict certain things that are happening.
I wouldn't go that far. It's not like I really predict. But I can sense different mindsets, different wavelengths.
Right.
I want to say it's like telepathy, but it's not telepathy. And there's been times where I have mentally come in contact with something that is not like anything I've experienced
before.
Like it's not the same kind of, like with, how can I explain this? With people, you've got different things. Like you've got different instincts, different, like they communicate, they talk. So you can kind of pick up on that. They're aware of talking. With animals, it's like pictures where you get like, okay, food, shelter, like you can sense their needs.
Yeah.
Like I'm an empathic healer, which means I pick up people's pain. I pick up and I can relieve some of that pain. But I have picked up on thought patterns that aren't anything I'm used to, I guess would be the best way. It's like there's a connection there, but it's so foreign that it's hard to make that connection.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I never thought about it like that. I mean, she's bringing up a good point. I would have to say that it's like a different frequency.
Yeah, because like I know spirit energy. I know I've been familiar with it all my life, so it's something totally different.
It's like I think a lot of the UFOs and the extraterrestrials that are out there, they do have a thing for people with certain abilities. They do have a thing for people with psychic abilities. They can see spirits for some weird reason. A lot of the people that they abduct have got psychic abilities in different aspects, which is strange. It's as if they're only going for them because they might be able to see them. It's strange.
It's like okay, as of right now,
We've already had this discussion, Chris, on what that is.
They're working around.
No.
I know because there's a different frequency going on.
Yeah. I mean, because some extraterrestrials, yes, some of them come from space, but some of them also come from different dimensions. And the afterlife is a different dimension if you really think about it.
It is. It's a different wave energy level.
Misty Boomer says you're traveling in his mind again.
Sorry.
It's bad because, when Boomer's around and he's around us, it's like we pick up on each other's stuff, and it's crazy. It's like he may say it and I'll be thinking it, or I'll say it and he'll be thinking it. And it's just, it happens all the time. And Misty's right in there with us. I mean, it's like.
I've had spirits take me back. I made the mistake. One of the soldiers that were talking with me.
Right.
I have never, I can't say I'm a pacifist, but being from Canada, I've never learned a lot about the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like war movies or any of that because it's just not my thing. But one of the spirits was talking to me and I said, well, can you show me? And that's where I learned, definitely be careful what you ask for. Because they actually took me to the battle. It was like I was standing there, I was seeing everything that was going on. I asked Sheriff and a few others in the panel who knew more about it. I was describing scenes as they happened. And he said I was dead on. If I could have been there, the description that I gave them was exactly how it would have been.
Wow. That is actually amazing.
So I'm very careful now about what I delve into. But like Mary said, I'm a firm believer that there are other beings there, and I believe they're already here.
Well, yes, they are. They are here.
They're already living among us.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that, I don't know if I'm right with this, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that they present themselves as human form.
Yeah.
But yet they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there will be a time where I can see the difference.
I can see why they would do that. I mean, can you imagine walking down like High Street as a green reptilian? Everybody was screaming and running away from you. That's why they make themselves look human. Some of the races in this universe, galaxy, are human.
Well, I think they do it to fit in. I mean, to not be noticed.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Take for instance when I'm walking down the street, or I used to walk down the street, I should say, because I don't walk right now down the street, but or just being around a group of other people, I can pick up different frequencies and different energies in the room.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get flooded with them. But when you pick up a different frequency, there is something different. Now it's not meaning that they're alien, but it's a very good possibility because their frequency is at a higher pitch, I should say, however you want to look at that. A very higher pitch than a regular spirit or a regular person's spirit is. And I have picked that up, but to me, they look human, but that does not mean that they are. And I just don't, I don't, it's like they piggyback, or I don't know how to explain it.
There's Boomer. You've never been to San Francisco. Most of them look like aliens.
He ain't wrong.
Oh my God.
Tony put Mary, Misty, and Boomer there. So they're so strong together. Awesome watching. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. I mean, it's like, it must be interesting when you're all together, when all on the people that can sense spirits, I mean, that must make things stronger.
It does. It makes our energy. It's like it flows together.
Do you think it maybe attracts them? Do you think it maybe attracts the spirits like a lighthouse?
Oh yeah, we're a magnet to them.
Yeah.
I mean, Boomer has nonstop. He's got nonstop spirits in his house. He's got spirits that live there with him. He's got Sarah, which is a young girl. She's 7.
Right.
And she's there all the time. I've got an ex-boyfriend that is here with me all the time.
That must be fun.
Well, it's been interesting. I'll put it to you like that. But
I have a spirit that helps me.
Tell me how you felt about me, and that's sad, but it's the truth. What, Misty?
I said I have that spirit that we named Kevin. I don't know what his actual name is or her name is, but she'll open my drawer. If I'm going to put silverware away, she'll open my silverware drawer. We've got video of sausages cooking on my stove and turning themselves.
Did you go to
You have spirits that helps you in the kitchen?
I know. She's got it made now. If I could just get them to clean, I'd be happy.
See, that's what I says.
That's my husband, guys.
That's what I said about you. Said I've got one in my house. Why can you not do the Hoover? If you're there, why can you not do the Hoover?
I've had them set. Well, Dakota, you have the K2 sitting. Have you ever experienced your K2 going off when it's not turned on?
We watched it one day on her channel on a private call. I watched it.
I kind of get over the fact about the sausages.
Well, you guys are all
no batteries in it.
That apparently likes to move by itself.
Yeah.
No batteries.
You guys have used the necrophonic, right?
Yeah,
you're aware that it's one of those apps where you cannot receive messages when it's not turned on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Facebook or something where you can get notifications for a message. I actually documented it where my necrophonic on my phone had a message alert.
What was the message?
I couldn't access it because there's no way of getting messages on it.
Yeah.
That's strange.
It's the strangest thing she's ever seen. Strangest. I'm like, how did that even happen? I was dumbfounded because
I showed it on a
I never got no messages from it or on it.
Have you contacted the developers of it?
I don't know who they are. I don't know how to contact them, but it's happened a couple of times.
That's really interesting.
And then the funny thing is, I'll turn the necrophonic on, and the first thing the spirits will say to me is, "We were waiting."
Yeah.
Ooh. Right.
That's
the necrophonic. I did an experiment with the necrophonic. People say, "Oh, it's connected to the internet." It uses words, but I got an old Android phone and I taken the SIM card out it and I put it on the phone and taken it outside and it still worked. And I definitely think that app is one of the best apps out there.
Well, I've set my K2 out in the middle of the yard, turned off. And let's face it, sitting on the grass, there's no electrical.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and it'll go off. Like, I've got video of it
she
on
does.
my channel.
Yep. Well, Dakota's going to be heading over there shortly. I just want to see the sausages get turned over, you know.
Well, Sheriff, if you ever want confirmation, talk to Sheriff. Sheriff is staying with us right now.
Is Sheriff staying with you?
Yeah. He can tell you about stuff.
We'll have him on next week, if I remember correctly.
We have Living History Comes Alive and Sheriff on next week.
Yeah, so ask him about what happens.
Yeah.
Boomer D, Susan's got a pet spirit as well. We talked about that earlier, about having the pet, and
Boomer
doesn't see spirits with his eyes; he sees them with his mind. Mine and his abilities are very, very similar. But he was on panel with us when we were showing the video live, and he watched the dog come through the back door.
Yeah, that was
and go through the wall too,
stream.
and he was in shock. He was like, "I've never seen a spirit with my eyes." He said, "I've always seen it with my mind's eye." So that was the first time he actually seen something with his eyes.
Yeah, that's what it's like for me. I don't see it with my eyes. I see it inside my head.
Right.
Like
you see with your mind's eye, your third eye.
Yeah.
That was a wild live stream because both Mary and Boomer yelled at the same time.
We did. I was like, "Holy crap, did you?" And it's not exactly how I said it, but I said, "Did you see that?" And Boomer said, "Oh my God, I did see it."
Yeah. That's absolutely. Well, actually, we'll need to have you both on again one night because we're nearly at the end of the show. But we should actually do something one night with the necrophonic. What do you think, Dakota?
Sure.
We should actually try and contact the spirits.
I'd be glad.
I can turn my kitchen camera
incidents
on
where
for you
UFOs
guys,
started
too.
popping up after I would get messages on the necrophonic saying "turn around, turn around." There was also one incident. I still have the recording of it where a friend of mine who was in Canada, I'm in the U.S. in Idaho, roughly about 2,000 miles. If you link up our recordings just right, you hear both of our voices coming through on each other's end, calling out our names.
That's
Like,
amazing.
the necrophonic is not supposed to do that.
That's amazing.
Chris, Dakota, if you guys want, when we do that, I can turn my kitchen camera on so you can have that footage for your.
Oh, that'd be good. See, we were thinking about doing like a Christmas special, but we could talk to you about that. But what's the maximum amount of people we could get on here, Dakota?
Well, before
Probably
we got
10,
upgraded, it was 10, but
10.
I think it would be good to have Boomer too, because he's
Yep.
very, very gifted.
We could do that.
And
could
when
maybe
our
do
energy
something.
is together, Misty's and mine and Sheriff's. Well, Sheriff, I don't know if he'll do the paranormal part of it, but he will. He believes in paranormal, but
Well, since he's been here, he's kind of had his eyes opened.
right, and he's closed himself up to having his abilities work, but he does have abilities that he does not use, and that's his prerogative. And I respect him for that if that's the way he wants to be. But
Dakota just wants a spirit that's got to cook his sausages every morning, don't you?
right, I don't blame him.
You cook me some breakfast when I'm on my way out. My God.
Yeah, my son actually has that recorded on his cell phone.
I think, yes, Boomer. I think Mary just volunteered you for
Kind of
something.
did, Boomer, but it's up to you. I'm not saying you have to, but
Well,
You know how the women are, man. If they say you
You have to
don't
do-
have to, you have
you have to.
to.
I'm asking you. We're asking.
You're asking you. You're asking you. That means you have to. Well, it's been a lovely night, guys, and please visit Lunar Eclipse Paranormal, and please visit Misty Mountain
Thank
YouTube
you so
channel.
much, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Any time, and we'll see if we can set up something for maybe Christmas, before Christmas, if you'd be interested.
That'd be fine. Just let us know when.
So, guys, in the chat, thank you for coming. And what have we got lined up for Wednesday, Dakota? What have we got lined up for Wednesday? With strange things from beyond with contact.
Yes, things have been continue to evolve like crazy, involving contact. We may have footage. I still need to sort through and collect of one of the ETs that's been in contact with us, leaving the house and setting off motion alarms.
That's right.
And I'm just
mean,
what?
We are going to be bringing out some special content, but we'll tell you about that later on, maybe through the week sometime. Could you please visit our Facebook, Bald and Bonkers, and give us a subscribe there? And could you visit the Bald and Bonkers page, where you'll see a picture of this handsome gentleman here? You know, I had to throw that in there, guys. You know,
I'm gonna drop
what's that, Winner? Before
I'm
we go,
gonna drop Misty's link in your chat.
Yep, fire away. Drop the links
right
away.
ahead.
So what, Lunar, Misty, what are you doing tonight? Are you doing a live before we go?
As far as I know, nothing's been planned.
Not tonight. I'm not. I am tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, guys, please go to Lunar Eclipse Live and give her a subscribe. And guys, we're nearly at 1,000 subscribers on this channel. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's only took me 11 years.
Congratulations.
But it's happening.
Mine's been slow growing, but I
it.
do it more to
I know.
document what I see more than get subscribers. So
I know, but it's like you get to 1,000 subscribers, it's like a goal that I've always wanted to get to. It's like something that I want. Once I get to that, I'll be happy. If I don't get any more, I'll just be happy. But anyway, guys in the chat, thank you, and we'll catch you on Wednesday.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
bye, everybody. Thank you.